Hey guys, Coach Moore here with Atomic Athlete. I'm going to go over our testing standards for our upcoming triphasic cycle for our alternative equipment athletes. That's athletes that don't have access to the barbell or don't want to use a barbell for the upcoming cycle. For these athletes, we're going to instead have them incorporate kettlebells and dumbbells into their training. An issue with this is how we test our strength before and after this cycle. So with the barbell, it's really easy. We have incremental weight increases we can use. With the kettlebells or dumbbells, it's very set progressions in the loading, and they're typically big jumps, but usually 10 to 15 pounds on a kettlebell, sometimes even bigger. Is normally as small as 5 pounds on a dumbbell, but that's with a pair of dumbbells, so it ends up being 10 pounds. So it's a little bit more of a struggle to kind of test these lifts. The way we're going to try to fix this, the way our first attempt at this, is going to be tempo rep efforts at a set loading. This will also allow athletes to use one set of kettlebells instead of having to have a vast array of kettlebells. So the way it's going to work for the kettlebell front squat, which is the first exercise I'm going to demonstrate, is I'm going to get the kettlebells in a good front rack position. From there, I'm going to do tempo front squats. So that's going to be a 5-second descent or hold, and I'm going to do max reps at that. So I can either, I'm going to use this clock behind me. You can have a counter however you want to do it, but I've got 5 seconds to descend and get to the bottom of that lift for every single rep. So I can either do a really long controlled descent, or I can just do a long pause at the bottom. Either one is fine, or I can mix up the two. And essentially what I'm going for is max reps. This allows me to use one set amount of kettlebells or one set weight on the kettlebells, and I'm just going to go for reps instead of having to get heavier and heavier and heavier with the kettlebells. So first exercise we're going to demonstrate is the kettlebell tempo front squats. I'm going to grab a pair of kettlebells. I'm going to be angled on this so I can see the clock. Starting on the 5. 1. 2. 3. So that's the controlled descent. If I don't want to do a controlled descent, I can just do a pause on the bottom and come right up. Either one is fine. You can mess with both of them. But even with the lightest loads, I'm struggling with that lift a little bit. So it's going to be one squat every 5 seconds. You can either control the descent or do a hold in the bottom. That's going to be our tempo. Guys, now I'm going to go over our tempo bench press. It's the same principle as the tempo front squats. We're going to use a set loading. It's going to be 30, 40, or 50 pounds with a pair of dumbbells. From there, you have 5 seconds to either descend or hold for every single rep. So every rep should take you 5 seconds. It's dealer's choice of whether you want to do a controlled descent or if you want to do a pause in the bottom. And we're going to record our max reps and the loading we got with, and the loading that we worked with for this. So real quick, it's going to look like this. I'm going to get set up just like I would do a regular bench press. I'm coming down, start at the top. 1. 2. Or I can just do a pause in the bottom. 3. I'm using a wall clock behind me. You can use a wall clock, you can use a stopwatch, you can count 1000s, but the closer we can get to set 5 seconds, the better off we'll be for testing and retesting purposes. That's going to be our tempo bench press. Hey guys, I'm going to go over our upper body strength endurance component of this test, which is going to be max reps Scotty Bobs in 3 minutes. A Scotty Bob is typically push-up row is 1 rep, but we're going to count every single push-up. You're going to be tested both on your load and the number of reps you can get through. So real quick, I push up down, and our standard on this, we're going to go down until our chin touches the ground, and then come up into that row. So that would be 3 reps. Athletes that struggle with the push-up, you can just start on your knees for the push-up, but we still want you to come into the plank position for the row. So it's going to look just the same. I'm going to have a good set back, go down to my chin touches, come up, plank out for that row. On the row, it's important that you stay in a good solid plank on that. We don't want to see the butt super elevated, anything like this. So make sure you maintain that good plank, you row right to your chest, and go right back down. That's going to be our max rep Scotty Bob in 3